You're listening to Heaving Bosoms, the podcast where two best friends recap romance novels while idolizing Lynette and loving a Sebastian.
Stack ourselves with the clinches out. Shout it from the rooftop, can you hear the sound? Yeah. Live your best life, love it out loud. Love it out loud.
Hey HBs, I'm so excited for this Friday. Not only do we have our live hang on Friday night, but we're also releasing our bonus episode about Alien Keeper, which is Grimm and Valeria's book. Yeah, I had to immediately dive in once we read this book and then chatted about it. He's a giant lizard boy, she's an utter badass, and although the size difference seemed like an insurmountable issue to me when Sabrina described them, Ursa Dax made it work. I loved it. All right, we finally get to meet Grimm and Valeria in this episode. When we left you yesterday, Nasrin and Thaleo finally gave into the magnetism they'd been feeling and kissed each other silly. Then he disappeared into borog scouting, and she's understandably not okay. That's where we're jumping in.
So that night, she can't stop thinking about it and wants to go for a walk. This is when we have that chat with Oxreal that is so key to understanding where she is coming from and also understanding where the aliens are coming from, though.
For sure.
Because she's talking about, like, well, I just don't trust the fated mate bond, and feelings fade, and it has to be a choice even when it's hard, and all of these things. And she says true love is work. It's sacrifice. It's little choices that you make every single day, a commitment that you choose to make even after the intensity of the initial excitement fades. And his response, he thinks about it because he's taking it all in. And then he says, I suppose that is where humans and sea sand people differ then, because the intensity of the mate bond, it never fades.
Right.
Never. And so now she's like, okay, it's still not a choice that you're making, but also, okay, that is something to be aware of. At least now I understand that aspect of it a little bit more.
And then Oxreal is like, okay, so it's a choice for you. Like you can just go into a room with a bunch of different warriors and be like, okay, I'm going to direct my hormones at this one. Because she says it's like hormones and chemistry and da 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 da. Like you can't really explain what makes it happen the way that you can with the Vrika.
And he's like, so you also don't get a choice with your way?
Yeah, he's like, so you get a choice? And she has to be like, fuck, no, not
and
really.
If anything, the not choice that you can make as a human is a lot less lasting. So she's just all fucked up thinking about this now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But as they're going on this walk, he lands from coming back from patrols and he immediately dismisses Oxreal. Like, he's like, all right, warrior, I've got this. I'll take her back to her bunk. And she tries to be like haughty about it. She's like, oh, so you command Oxreal now? And Oxreal's like, I mean, like, kinda, unless you tell me explicitly that you don't want this. And she's like, no, it's fine. Everything's fine.
So she makes him go to the cafeteria basically to eat because it's clear that he's exhausted.
Channeling her mom. She says, like, we need to get you fed, basically.
Oh my God. And like, this was just so, it's talked about extremely well in this book, but like, I couldn't stop thinking about the fact that she's Persian and like feeding somebody is just such a love language in that culture. Like, mommy taught, like, that was showing her love was
that's exactly right.
Us. And it's not like, it's all love. And so her doing that, I was real emotional about it, y'all.
I hear you. I
And so-
hear you.
She's feeding him and he's eating, but he's like, I'm not hungry for this, actually. And then they have this like really like intense moment where they're looking at each other.
Oh my God.
And she admits
And his
that
eyes
she
are
was
going zoom, whiz bang. It's fine. No, it's fine. Everything's fine.
fuck you. And
Sorry.
you're fine. I had to mute myself. Oh my God. But they're like having this really intense like staring contest, and she admits that she was up walking around because she was worried about him.
And he's like, don't you worry.
He's-
It's my job to worry and care for
my God.
you.
And then at one point, like, it never gets brought up again, but I clocked it so hard because she's like, he let out a soft breath then, and I could have sworn there was a word inside it, a word that sounded a hell of a lot like hoshkalem.
Mm-hmm.
And he picked up on that endearment, which is like essentially like my darling one.
Yeah, my
And,
beautiful
like,
one.
He says it to her.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, it's on TM. So it is.
She
And
straddles him.
the whole time I'm
She's
thinking,
making out with his whole face.
this is the mess hall, y'all, in the middle of
I
the
know.
night. And because this is not a short moment, this is a full-on multi-orgasm oral shenanigans.
Extravaganza. I will
Yeah.
say, I read this scene twice. None of the physical blocking made any sense to me, and I decided that was fine. I couldn't picture what the fuck they were doing or how they were, or if they were on the ground, or if they were on a stool, or if they were on a bench, or if they were, I don't know, trapeze artists. But I was
Yeah.
fine with it. And he
I
comes
whimsied
all over
hard.
the floor, just going down on her, because going down
And
on her
that
is
was his
so good.
second orgasm,
That's his
too, after
second
she goes
orgasm.
down on him.
Uh-huh. Oh my God. And he's, also, listener, this Duke is a virgin, okay? And when she's like, because she starts with her hand, and he says, do you know what will happen if you keep going? And she's like, yes, I do. And I want to make that
He's
happen
like, do you
for
know
you.
about cock eruptions, Nasrin? Like,
It's so cute and sweet and wonderful. And then he does all of the cleanup, including but not limited to whatever surfaces they dripped or exploded upon.
and he's looking at it so intensely while he's doing it. And she's
Oh my
like,
God.
what are you thinking about? And he says,
Oh my
I was
God.
thinking how pleasant a task it might be to clean your fluids from the floor with my tongues. And she's like, that is disgusting and also kind of
very
horny.
hot. Very, also very surprising. She's like, you never say what I think you're going to say.
Never does this, like...
And then so she's supposed to be there for 7 days, right? I'm guessing
had
this is like day
forgotten.
3. Me too.
How
I'm
fucking
guessing this is
fast
like-
this was all happening.
This is like day 3 or 4. And so for the next, I don't know, 2 or 3, 4 days, it is on TM. They are going down on each other all over this cave system, okay? Like, he will seek her out and be like, do you want to take a stroll around the parlor or something? And she's like, why, yes, I do, sir.
And then they
And then
stroll
they end up-
right into each other's loincloths.
Wowza. Yeah. But basically it's from his perspective, and he says like the next few days are basically the happiest in his life, because even if they don't hook up, even if they're just like hanging out, talking about whatever, or he's showing her a different part of the cave system, just being around her, listening to her, exploring her mind and her body and all the whatevers, it's just like the best thing that's ever happened to him. But there's 2 underlying things that are really bothering him, because A, there is the borog to think about, and then B, he knows that their time together is coming to a very, very quick end, because she has to go back to the dreaded Gone Eric for 7 days, and he's not into it.
Yeah. And so he ends up like literally the morning of her leaving, hits
Yeah.
her up, and he's like, hey, can we
Actually,
can we
wait,
talk?
no, what he says, It's the best. It's the best because it's like in front of the whole group of humans. They're going to go like basically to the shuttle. And he's like, and they're like, what's going on? And he goes, I require Nasrin. And they're like, well, okay.
Hey, we need to talk. Just like, I need her.
I
it's like, I need it. Like
truly. Yeah. And he feels like such a dummy after he says it because he's like, he's like, I wanted to say something like, I require a conversation with Nasrin, but that's not what came out at all. And the only place, listener, the only place that they could possibly have any kind of private interaction is in his sleeping cave.
Obviously.
And it also just so happens that in his big, giant, empty bed, all he's thought about is having Nasrin in it. Okay? But he takes her in there and they're like standing feet apart and he's like, you're going back to Gone Eric today. And he doesn't say it like a question. He doesn't do anything like that. And she's like, uh-huh.
Yeah. And you're the reason too, buddy.
Yeah,
These
you
are the
designed
rules
it like that.
You helped put into place.
This is your negotiation, bud. And he's like, is there any situation in which you might choose not to go back to Gone Eric?
Huh? Well, and he asks her, if you could choose to stay, would you?
Would you?
And she's like, well, that's kind of not that's not a conversation that we can actually have because the fact of the matter is it's not an option.
Yeah.
It's just not. And and she is thinking about like, God, like I'm not your fated mate. And even if and
she's thinking like, also, we need to get used to this because if this is going to keep on happening, which for the record, she wants it to, if this is going to keep on happening, this is what has to happen. Like, we're going to spend just as much time with each other as we are going to spend necessarily apart. You know, like this is the framework
until
that we
one
have
of us
to
is
exist
mated.
Under. Until
and then
the
we will
Vrika
never see each other again. Or like we'll never be able to be with each other again.
And, like, what are you going to do if it's one of your warriors that gets a Vrika message about me? And he's like, like, it really, and then he walks over.
Constipation, listener.
Yes. And he picks her up by her thighs, and she climbs him like a tree, and then he puts her down on the bed and gets on top of her, and she's like, get my panties off immediately, get your pants off, like, we don't have time for this.
Also, like, hey, we had 30 minutes at the beginning,
Shuttle's
so,
leaving.
Like, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Stick it
and
in
so
me,
they
bro.
have penetrative sex for the first time, and it's his, like, first time ever.
Uh-huh.
And it's delicious. It is short, though. On page and as just an experience, as an event.
She hops up. Are you upset?
Best 8 seconds of her life, Sabrina.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
I wish there was I know. I wish there was a similar kangaroo riding joke I could draw from, but there's not. Aussies, hit me up if I'm wrong.
If there's a kangaroo. For context, if you're confused, in the By the Horns episode, Haley made a truly incredible joke about bull riding being 8 seconds.
Topical.
And I did not register what was happening. And I was so offended on Raptor's behalf, on the hero's behalf. I was like, 8 fucking how dare
That's
you?
Right.
And then like Haley was just
how
like,
dare you besmirch his name? Oh my God, the look of
alert.
panic in Haley's eyes when that happened was so funny. Oh my God. Anyway, I'm sorry. So she gets up and she's like,
she gets
I gotta
up to
go,
get dressed and leave. And because ultimately, even if the Vrika does choose him for her, it's not enough because he's not choosing her.
Yeah.
And she says that. Like, it doesn't matter. Even if I choose you, you can't choose me. And even if the Vrika does come and show you my face, you're not really choosing me either. The Vrika is. And leaves. And they're both all super fucked up about it. Like,
for a whole week.
Yeah.
Literally. And it's like the slowest week of both of their lives. Thankfully, it's not the slowest week of our lives as the reader because Ursa Dax is perfect.
Literally like 2.5 pages.
Yeah, maybe. And then we're back.
It was perfect. A worse book.
We're back and better than ever.
We're stuck in their yearning brains for a
Truly.
week. Actually, I say in a worse book. That's not true. I feel like Ursa Dax would have done it justice, but also like I was
Ursa
not
Dax
unhappy
could talk me into it. Yeah.
About jumping right back at, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
But we don't really jump right back in because right now we end up hitting fucking just instantaneously a mad dash to the end of the book.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy. And it starts with them landing, and then I loved it because one of the heroines is apparently obsessed with fresh air. I feel like that's been a through line that I'm not privy to, but was very into. And Tilly's like, yeah, we should go for a walk to the Brolkas because we could use some fresh air anyway. And Tilly, I feel like maybe has to be Oxrael's mate. I don't know. Look.
Oh my God, wait. Hang on. Are we talking about who we think might be who? Because like I would be so down for that. They would be the cutest little chaotic gremlins ever together.
Well, and especially because one of Tilly's, like, apparently idiosyncrasies is that she's, like, obsessed with fresh air. She thinks, like, the answer to any problem is fresh air.
And you know he'd be so down.
Yes!
He'd be like, yeah, I'll go romp in the fields with you. Let's go, baby.
Oxrael can be convinced of any panacea, but that's, like, specifically the one that's going to go straight to his little golden retriever heart. He just wants to go play fetch, everybody, okay?
Well, and like it's so sad because like we didn't even touch on this earlier, but when they were having that little conversation about the choice that they can have, like as far as mates are concerned, he literally like looks her in her face and is like, I mean, if somebody chose me even without the mate bond, I'd be okay with that. And she was like, well, what about the mate bond? And he was like, you know, if she just seemed like she wanted me, and she's like, even Nasrin was like, Oxrael, you deserve so much better than that. And also, if anybody deserves this weird, crazy, fated dragon mate bond bullshit, it's you, buddy.
It's you. Absolutely. So anyway, as they land, the pregnant deep sky lady, Zarya, is there, and she's like, we were just about to go see the Brolka. Do you want to go? And they're all like, yeah. I mean, Nasrin made best friends with a baby Brolka last time, and it like napped on her lap. So like, she's there.
That literally, that day just sounds like my dream come true. Where like a cute little sheepy is like, hello, you're my new best friend, while I get cursed at by a crotchety old woman.
And then you get abused by an elderly person, Sabrina. Just think of it.
Yeah, I love elderly abuse, except like in the return.
So anyway, they all go as a group down there, and Lynette is immediately like, oh, I'm sorry. Who is this big, giant, scarlet lizard
Hang
man?
on. I literally have the quote.
Do you have a quote?
And it's, because they all show up, and Valeria is Grimm's mate, and she is 6 feet tall. Like, she is a tall lady, and it's awesome. And Lynette looks at her and, like, looks up at her and is like, you're tall for a new woman. That's good. And then she looks at Grimm. Poor Grimm. And she says, well, you're quite an unnatural-looking creature, but you are also tall. Very tall. So I suppose that is good. But watch those claws around my Brolka. I don't want their wool or any other parts of them getting damaged. I will not damage them, Grimm promised. And then they're like talking back and forth. And like Zarya's like, you have claws too, Lynette. Like, you're not a not dangerous lady. And she's like, yeah, but I know what I'm doing with them. I've never met this male before. Nearly twice the size as a deep sky man, yet he may have only half the brains for all I know. And like they try
Valeria tries to vouch for him, and she's like, I don't even know you, bitch, okay? I don't know what your standards are.
And then my favorite part is that they're like, well, I imagine your standards are very high, Lynette. And she's like, oh, no, not they said. Poor Grimm. Grimm's just like.
Poor Grimm says that.
He's like, yeah, I imagine you have very high standards.
Dude.
And then Lynette says, they certainly are. my own blood does not even meet them half the time. And so she's like just roasting everybody. And then she's like, all right, y'all can go play with the sheep. And she looks at Grimm and goes, but don't you bother them.
That's right.
And he's just like, I won't.
I will not. Absolutely
Dude,
not.
Grimm
He's
is
so
the most
good-natured and chill.
stable.
Aww. So they all like go to their respective areas. Grimm's gonna take a lizard boy swim in the lake. He's very excited about it. And then she is about to like say hi to her BFF, that baby Brolka, but then it does a sheep shriek of some sort and
Oh my
like
God.
goes into the herd, and the whole herd goes around. Like they circle the wagons around the babies, essentially, is what happens.
Mhm.
And everybody's like, what is going on? And then Artok, or whatever his name, is like, incoming! And y'all, we find out why only one borog can go in so many distant places and make such chaotic burrows. And it's because this bitch has wings. It's a giant dragon situation.
Melody, I have some questions for you about
I have
this.
so many. Okay, good. Let's game it out. Because I
This
do too.
This isn't how evolution works, right?
No. No. They're like, oh, it must be some mutation, or it must be a different kind of borog or something. And I was like, 22 years does not an evolutionary change make. Okay,
That's exactly what I was like.
Bitches don't spontaneously sprout wings, especially when they're burrowing creatures. Okay?
Yes, exactly.
None of this makes any sense, but I'm going with it, all right?
Hey, it's fine, but I did have a real hard screech, like, hit the brakes, because I was like,
Yeah.
wait, hang on.
Wait.
Logistics of evolution, though.
No.
I'm not
it's
an expert
alien
on this
evolution.
by any... Well, but, like, okay, it doesn't matter.
Right? I don't
Who
know.
cares?
Well, and y'all, it's like, it's gray. It's sort of like a dragon with wings, except, what is it called? It's not, what's the lizard that they liken it to? Because it's a current lizard. It's not like a dragon lizard. It's like a giant
Komodo dragon?
Komodo dragon. Thank you so much. Except it's got wings on it. And it's coming. It's coming for those sheeps. It's coming. And so Linnet immediately gets on Linnet, and they take off into the sky, that flappy boy. And she's trying
Man, Linnet
to use her bows
squared
and
is
arrows.
a bad set of bitches, bro.
Truly. And she's zipping and zooping around this thing.
This
because
old
it's like
lady
unwieldy.
is...
Yeah.
Well, because it's one of those things. Okay, so the borog without wings, the only way to get, like, its only soft spot is directly underneath it at the base of its neck and, like, top of its chest kind of thing. And so there's really, like, no way to kill it without being killed yourself, right? Because
the wings actually theoretically help in this case.
That's what
right?
I'm saying is, like, in theory, because this thing is flying, yes, it's all over the place, but you don't have to be directly underneath it.
And you can
to
zoop
kill
right
it.
out of there. Yeah. If you are underneath it, you can just zip zap right out on the flappy boy. It'll be great.
Yeah.
That's the theory, okay? And so Linnet's doing her goddamn best.
Hey, spoiler listener, that's not what happens in this book at all. We have a tragedy on the way.
It's wild. And there is a cool, I would say, 18 to 22 hours in which Nasrin doesn't know what's going on, but they're looking for a body. And like nobody was okay during it, okay?
So everyone's like running basically, and Zarya,
and she's like pregnant out to there, you know, and Tilly's there, and
Tilly, Nasrin,
and the boys all go with Valeria, and they're going to do combat times. But the ladies, the pregnant one and the other human ones, don't have guns because Valeria is like a badass military chick and she's got a gun. So she's with the boys doing warrior stuff. And the other ones are like, no, the only answer to this is to run around the mountain, and we have to warn everybody at the very least, right?
Well, yeah, because they've been like, everyone in the mountain is safe because it can't get up there. And now it's like, flip, 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 flip. Hello, I've come to ruin your day.
Yeah. So they're running on the side of this mountain. And in the next, 2 chapters, we get both of their simultaneous perspectives. So we'll go through Nasrin's perspective and then switch over to Thaleo's, just, I think, because it's easiest the way the book does, don't you think?
Yeah. So
Okay.
they basically run into a narrow part between the mountains that is too narrow for the borog to get into. I also want to call it the balrog constantly, which is also a big bad bitch, just the wrong universe,
Okay. Yeah.
I'm
into it.
That's a Lord of the Rings.
It's a Lord of the Rings thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I know the name from it.
It's a big bad bitch.
Yeah. Well, then this borog starts just whipping out its digger.
This is when we find out how it digs. It just slams its armored head into the ground. Just ga-bong,
No
ga-bong.
wonder it's so mad all the time and addled.
Yeah,
too.
it's
addled.
full. It is 99% traumatic brain injury, Melody.
Yeah. So it starts just slamming its head on these basically 2 peaks. And so rocks are just tumbling down into this crevasse that they're trying to run through. So Nasrin is doing the best she can, and then she sees this human-sized rock about to come a-tumbling down right onto Zarya, who's pregnant out to there, and right in front of her. And so she kicks up the speed and she pushes Zarya as hard as she can, but that means that she gets walloped with whatever that rock was. And the last thing she sees, everybody, are sparkles, because they're the sight stars of Thaleo. Oh, did he catch me, she says.
I have some
bet he
questions,
caught
though,
me.
because from his point of view, isn't she already passed out?
Oh, yeah.
When
she's
he gets
hardcore.
there?
Yeah,
So,
she's
how
down.
did you see his... Oh, is she
I
just
think
seeing
it
it
was-
as a... I'm dying, I
don't
whatever, it
know.
doesn't fucking matter.
I don't
Because
know.
then we zippy zap, she passes out, we're in Thaleo's point of view.
We do a bit of a rewind.
Yeah, because they're out scouting and he sees the ship coming and he's like,
He sees
"Ooh,
the
my
shuttle."
girl's home, my girl's home." And so he turns them around early and then he's like, "What the hell is that in the air?"
There's this
That-
other thing.
And then they get close, and he's like, "Is that a
And then
flappy
Warwick-
borog?"
He yells, "Borog!" And so their flappy boys, they hit turbo speed. Okay?
Dude, they're like
his poor
Mach
flappy boys
3.
is foaming at the mouth, really going hard to get to this borog. And so he gets there, but only in time to basically see that rock go and crush the love of his fucking life.
And then, man,
And
I
he
really
loses
wish
his fucking mind.
I really wish Valeria had known where to shoot, because this feels like the
I
perfect
know.
situation to have just handled this, because she ends up in the
Didn't she
canyon
hit it
and
in
she
the eye,
shoots.
though?
Yeah, and she
Yeah.
shoots her gun, hits it in the eye. It loses its ding dong brain, more so than what's left of it anyway, after slamming it around inside of its skull, like the way, But
yeah, and so it just goes and picks up
leaves.
a Broca snack. He grabs 2 Broca by the mouth and then fucks off. This rude ass.
Man, Lynette was pissed.
Oh.
They probably had to tie her down. They're like, "You are Lynette.
Yeah.
You are not allowed."
Well, she refuses to go inside. Everybody else is like, yeah, everybody's sleeping in with the spinners, basically. The deepest part of the mountain we possibly can get.
No,
And
they don't
Lynette's
want to go to the
"No."
deepest part, though, because what if it just
Oh, God, you're right. What if the
bebops
Borog
into the...
burrows? It can, God, it comes at you from all angles, Sabrina.
It really, giving that thing wings is really the most diabolical thing that could,
Truly.
it's fucked up, bro.
So we have this whole triage times, and they take her to the healer's wing finally. I mean, he has the hardest time because when they're trying to game out what they're going to do with her, they think about taking her back to the sea sands for human equipment or something. And he's like, "I will go with her." And then he's like, "No, I cannot go with her." No, he's having such a hard time. But the other people decide that they should stay here. It won't actually help them to take her anywhere. And it could actually hurt her.
Yeah, if they do like the CT scan with their fancy equipment, it's not like they actually, and this is why I said at the very beginning, like in this book, we find out that there is no neurosurgeon of any kind on the planet. So he's frantic.
Yeah, we basically see a montage of her coming in and out of consciousness and like finding out what happened and seeing different people, but it's never Thaleo. She never sees Thaleo.
She like puts up with it for like almost a week, and then she comments on it. She's like, "Man, I'm kind of sad that Thaleo hasn't come to see how I'm doing, you know?" And then Tilly is like, "Girl,
the fuck are you talking about?
Every single night." And she's like, what? And so she can't quite do it yet because she's still so sick. But after a couple of days of healing more, she's able to stay awake waiting for him.
Yeah.
And he walks in and she can see how exhausted he is and like how tense and how like his sight stars are described as like there's a sort of spinning drunkenness to them.
Yeah.
Because he spends all day trying to figure out what to do about this flappy borog.
Oh my God.
Then all night just
by her
sitting
bedside.
Vigil.
Yeah, without saying a word, I don't think. All she does is hold out her arms to him, I think, and he just immediately collapses with his head on her lap.
She says, "Come here."
Yeah.
And he lays with his head on her lap and like his arms around her waist, and she just like pets him basically, and I broke. And it's fine.
It's fine.
So he realizes, like, I gotta go because I'm so, like, I shouldn't be here kind of thing. And she's like, no.
Sabrina.
Don't. Well,
I had a moment where I was like, Ursa Dax would not do this to me, however many percentages we are in this thing, right? Because with the way he was talking, I was expecting him to be like, I can't be with you and I can't be with anyone because I know what it's like to lose you now. And so I have to make sure that like I protect us both or something. And I was like, I was about to blow my top at this man, okay? I had an entire emotional journey just like cussing him out in my brain, basically, in the lead up to this. Because it really does. It sounds like he's going to try to be like,
I thought he was also going to do it, but also like
bullshit.
No. Yeah. Luckily,
we were fine, guys.
Did not. Because she's like, please stay with I think it's like she comments on she's tired or something like that, and he's like, oh, of course I'll leave you alone then. And she's like, no, like, come here, and stay with me. And so they snuggle up and fall asleep together. And then they wake up in the middle of the night, and he's got a boner, and she's feeling just good enough to be a little bit horny.
Yeah.
And they have the most beautiful, intimate sex together in this bed where, like, there's a lot of feelings involved, man.
There's a lot of feelings, and we do get more details on those huggy spurs. You know what I mean? There's a little bit more description of what's going on with that anatomy.
Melody got a little bit more description of it, which was helpful for her because she doesn't have 15 books of sea sand flappy boy spur knowledge behind her eyeballs and her brain somewhere. It's got to be in there somewhere, you know?
Oh, yeah. No, you just got to root around a little bit, I think.
I mean, to be fair, when I did first start telling you about the books on Patreon, I do remember talking to you and being like, and like on like book 7, I was like, and I had forgotten that apparently they have 3 tongues. Like, and you were like, what? And you've already told me about like 6 books, Sabrina.
That seems like pretty pertinent information, okay? Up until this point, apparently not. So anyway, they do this hot sex. And then basically he tells her that he's choosing her. What?
No. Hold the fucking door. Phone.
Hold it, listener.
Okay. There is a light coming towards the glass window. And she's like, what is that? And then...
And it's that Vrika, that ribbon body Vrika.
And then he says to her, it has come for me. And she says, what? And he says, this is the third time. It has already summoned me twice before while you were recovering. And she's like, what are you talking about? What are you doing? And he's like, I didn't go. I refuse to go. And she's like, why? And he says, you know why, Nasrin. And she's like, what? That doesn't make any sense,
I really don't know why. Like, I really super don't know why.
And she's like, you always said, and he says, that was before, oh my God, I have full body chills right now. That was before I knew what it was to lose you. That was before I knew what it was to love you. From the first moment I saw you, your very presence pinned me as if you were an arrow. I tried to ignore it, tried to fight it, to not acknowledge just how deep my desire for you went. But when I saw you with the bullrog beneath the falling rocks, I knew in that moment I'd rather die than ever live without you. And this is him choosing her. Like,
yeah,
this is
he's refusing to go with the Vrika because he does not want to take the chance that she's not his mate. To the point that he's like, so after you're recovered, after we take care of the borog, I'm going to call a backlock and I'm stepping down as gone. And she's
we're
like,
gonna
what?
Leave. We're leaving. And she's like, why would you ever do that? And he says, my people do not need to be commanded by a hypocrite who now puts his own selfish desire above that which he has always defended. And she obviously is like, so that's what I am? A selfish desire? Like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? This has been so beautiful up until now. And he's like,
well, but then
what you are to me now, you are everything to me, Nasrin. And that is precisely the problem. And she's elated and devastated because he loves her, but he's going to lose everything that he's everything.
It defines him.
Yeah. And she ends up falling. This was baffling to me. Couldn't be me. Because she immediately just passes out as a sad potato.
I mean, on the other hand, there have definitely been moments in my life where I've looked around and been like, do I want to deal with this? Nope. I just go to sleep. So.
You know what? Fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, so she falls asleep and then he sees the flappy borog come out of nowhere and attack the Vrika?
It starts chasing that Vrika. Holy ballsack.
And so he hops on his not Thaleo flappy boy.
No, it is. It is. Oh, yeah, not Thaleo. Yeah. It has its own name.
Yeah,
it's like
he didn't.
Geralt
Yeah, he didn't name it Thaleo. Like icon, like fucking deep sky icon Lynette.
Yeah.
But he hops on the back and he's trying to do that shooty thing because he knows the soft spots.
And it's not working. And then they get to like the base of the mountain. That's like they're at the part where the Braxilks can't fly any higher. And so what happens is they take the warriors that far, and then the warriors climb the rest of the way into the Vrika's nest to then crack one of those eggs and see the face of their mates in the yolk.
Which,
right?
like, listen, Vrika, man, this is complicated. I have some questions about your nesting places because you want to know where the Vrika lives? At ground level where you can just take a half-dead person and drop it in your pond.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Wouldn't that be fucking nice? That is the only, like, Vrika as well that is like that. Because the other one, you have to, like, dive down hundreds of meters into the water to be able to get into the cave. And I'm just like...
These Vrikas are too high maintenance, okay? Look, you already asked so much of me.
Listen.
You asked to rule my life.
And the least you can do is make it easy.
Right? Yeah. Well, anyway, they get to, like, that area, and then Thaleo watches this borog clamp on to this Vrika's, like, ribbon tail, and it starts, spewing golden blood everywhere, and the borog lands on, like, the side of the mountain. And so he gets off of his not Theo flappy boy, and he runs over, and he's like, oh, God, I really thought that we were going to be able to take advantage of this flight situation, but no, it looks like I'm gonna die just like my uncle. And like, I'm gonna think about Nasrin's face and I'm gonna be fine with it because this is gonna ultimately protect her. So he burrows his ass. Like, I mean, yes, of course. But so he actually like burrows underneath this guy as it's basically like ragdolling this poor Vrika. Meanwhile, the Vrika doesn't have any natural weapons or
I also
defenses.
have some more questions about the Vrika. Buddy, talk about a poor evolutionary choice. Why do you have no defenses?
I know. It's just trying to get away is all it's doing. And maybe it's screaming. Really... I can't remember. Anyway.
I think it's more eerie than that because I think it's just dead silent the entire time.
Except he can hear its body hitting the side of the mountain at different intervals. It's bananas.
It's real dark. It's real grim, and not in the fun lizard boy way, but in the
cool, chilled out lizard guy who's gonna be just there for you all the time. Not like that.
Yeah, no, okay? And in a this is literally a nightmare way.
Yeah, and so he takes his knife. And he skewers that boy right in the place, and he gets acid shooting all over his upper body. Somehow, his like survival instincts take over, and he manages to crawl out just enough to be like Nasrin, and then it sort of all goes dark.
No,
that's not true.
He watches the Vrika just like take that bloody tail and be like, and a little like you know,
start
Salt
shimmying
guy?
Over him. Yes,
the like Salt. Yeah, that too. Just a fucking little dancey dance. She's like, let's go put a little seasoning on this one. With my
and then I think she coils
tail.
Around him or something and flies him up to her nest.
We don't really see it like because he's in this daisy place, and then he's up there and like, ma'am, can you give him a minute because
just
he gets up there. He is still like recovering from the fact that he was burned alive and then magically healed.
Basically, one of his eyes is still sizzling, okay? Like, he's not well. He's not fully... He's not fully reformed, okay? And this Vrika just noses her egg over to him. And he's like, no, Vrika, no. I couldn't
reminds me of a dog who is like, ball, and then just keeps on like trying to like, here's the ball, and you're like, not now, dude. And ball.
It like drops it in your lap. It starts nosing it around your feet. It starts whining a little bit. Vrika, cool your jets, man.
Cool it, dude. He's not going anywhere. And then even worse, he's like, no, I don't want it. And then the Vrika's like, that sucks, and like bops the egg so it cracks open in front of him. The Vrika's like,
I don't give a shit about your consent, okay?
Yeah,
the Vrika runs shit around here.
Man, can you imagine the Vrika when the Vrika realized who it was that was chasing it? It was like, oh man, it's all coming up. Like,
man, all I had to do was get slightly murdered, and you show up, you asshole. I've been summoning you and summoning you, okay?
Thanks for saving my ass, but you won't get away from my mate bond.
Yeah.
So.
Luckily, before he passes out, he sees Nasrin's face in that egg yolk.
Okay? Obviously, it's Nasrin's face. Like...
Duh. And then he goes, harmph, and he's gone. Then, in the morning, Tilly comes in. Dude. This is rough, Tilly. I don't know about this. And meanwhile, I think one of the first things Tilly did was like open the window in the healer's room and be like, it's so great that the healer has a window for your fresh air. And then she comes back over and she's like, hey, so that borog is dead. We found its body at the bottom of a mountain. And she's like, whoa, great. That's awesome. How'd that happen? And they're like, well, they did find Gonthalio's knife still lodged in its neck, and they haven't found Gonthalio, and Yerok won't leave the base of the mountain where the Vrika's nest is. And so basically everybody's looking for a body is what's going on.
I feel like there are better ways to telling your healing best friend that the love of her life is dead and missing.
I'm not,
you know?
So, okay. So I have a couple of things here because A, Nasrin has kept it real close to the vest. There have been, musings about maybe they're something to each other, but I don't think she's actually told anyone. So there's that. And also, when I really gave it out, I couldn't think of a single better way to do it. It just sucks all the way around.
No, you're right. You are correct. And you know what? I cannot wait to see what is happening from an outside point of view in somebody else's book. Because if you think Oxriel's book is not going, or like Warwick's book or Soren's book is not going to be like, man, you think they think they're slick?
Right? I can smell him all over her. What is happening? Oh my God,
we didn't even comment. They already...
Tilly is Warwick's. It's not. She's not for Oxriel.
Yeah, I had forgotten about that because of the back in the tack lock.
Yeah.
Well, also, I was thinking about this. We're running out of ladies.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
And Valeria is... And, it's been a while since I've read any of the books that take place over near the sea sand encampment. So, maybe there are more new women over there than I remember. But, I don't think there's that many left.
Tilly's the last one in the Deep Sky batch. I'll tell you that much. So,
yeah.
Oxriel and Zoran might be fucked. Or not fucked. Regardless.
Unfucked, actually, as the case may be.
Yeah. Well, and so... She loses her goddamn mind, okay? And she starts stumbling out of bed. She's ripping her non-existent
Can you imagine
IVs
if
out,
Tilly has no idea that there's anything going on between her and Thaleo? And then
she's just like, this is a very
Nasrin
outsized
starts
reaction.
losing her shit. She's like, this is a much more dramatic reaction than I was expecting.
I was not anticipating
Where's
this.
the laudanum?
She's really stumbling around the cave, falling over. She has a very severe concussion, traumatic brain injury situation. And then when Valeria walks in and she's like, whoa, what's going on here? She's like, take me to Thaleo, take me to there. And Valeria's like, what are you? No, you need to go back to bed. And she looks at Valeria, dead in her beautiful face, and she says, if this was grim, would you go back to bed? And I feel like everybody was like, oh, it's like that? You didn't... oh, how were we to know?
Okay. So she finally, basically passes out in a devastated pile of person.
Grim picks her up, the gentlest anybody's ever picked up anybody else. Okay,
God,
he's cradling her in his big giant red arms.
Grim's book is just God, I love him so much. I remember a shocking amount of his book. It is.
I think I might have to get over the size and really read it. Because I feel like I know Ursa Dax could talk me into it. It is just very unsettling. Okay,
it is unsettling.
I'm a big lady.
You are going to read it and be like,
I
that's
just
not
feel
how
like
that
I
works.
would be broken in 8 pieces.
Listen,
at the end of it.
Listen, you would be, but you want to know who's not? Valeria.
That's
Valeria is like, hell
She's
yeah,
up to
bring
the challenge.
It on. All of the lizard boy mates are like, that's a wildly large penis. And then they get a little bit of that mating fluid in them, and they're like,
look,
I can
everything's
stretch.
stretchies. Yeah, everything's stretchy and good. And horny. It's an aphrodisiac as well,
dude,
listener.
It's a lot, Melody.
It does all the things.
Go read Grimm's book, Mel.
All right.
It's fine.
All right, I will. Well, so then she goes to sleep, the poor thing. She just passes out again.
And then she has this insane dream, and she's just devastated because Thaleo comes to her in this dream, and she is so fucking sad, and it's just everything. And then suddenly...
But he also doesn't quite look like himself because his beautiful long hair is totally gone.
He has no eyebrows.
All of his scars, he's no
I
eyebrows.
didn't know that the Sea Sand Boys had eyebrows. I didn't realize that they had hair there. I forgot about that, but she explicitly comments on his lack of eyebrows.
And then she realizes that he also doesn't have a scar or anything. All of it's gone.
And then she realizes when he crawls into bed with her that it is not a dream.
You're real?
It's him.
Oh, no!
And they are
fine. He's like, and the first thing he says is, hello, mate. So he, like, downloads her on all of the happenings, and they are going to be together forever. And then I think the next chapter is like a few weeks later. Everybody talked him into staying gone because nobody else could possibly do it the way that he can. And he's not actually disobeying the Vrika. He's doing exactly what that Vrika wants.
His whole thing is he's like, I'm still undeserving of it, though, because I made the decision to give it up before I ever realized who it was. And she and his people are like, you literally sacrificed your life. Like, there was no doubt in your mind that you were dying in that moment.
You were the acid bath, sir. Like, you're fine. We understand your devotion.
Oh my God.
Okay?
There's a specific line where it's talking about how he, like, because his scar is gone. That is real. Like, his scar is gone because he got burned so fucking bad with that borog acid that basically the entire outer layer of him burned to
he was
nothing.
Down to skull, everybody, okay? It was... And then that Vrika just shimmied its blood all over him. The Vrika said...
No, but dead silent, Melody. Dead silent.
Dead silent. Just splish splash.
Silent.
She was taking a bath.
That's Grim. Grim's the splish splashy boy.
That's true. But yeah, so he's fully formed again.
He'd always commanded respect, but now people looked at him with a sort of hushed awe, which was fair. Sometimes I did too. This beautiful, powerful man who died for his people and then dragged himself all the way back.
Oh.
And they lived and loved happily ever after, listener.
And she's the Ganola now. She's the Ganola, everybody.
Yeah.
And Wanda, the little tiny deep sky girl, draws pictures of them as a couple.
Oh my God. The description of the picture Wanda drew is just real fucking cute, man.
It's so
just
sweet.
Real cute.
It's so sweet. All right, Sabrina, what is your lady love?
Man, my lady love is having friends who will do the things you don't want to or cannot do. So I don't know if I've ever really talked about it. I've probably mentioned it on pod before, but so I have a raw onion allergy. It gives me migraines.
Okay.
And it is to the point where a freshly cut onion in my house, like a freshly cut, I usually buy even if it's like, thin slices of onion. I'm like, nope, diced onion from the prepared food section, maybe. Because that is a limited, all I have to do is pop that puppy open and fry it down. And I usually leave go in the backyard for a little bit while it's cooking until it's cooked down. Just because I don't want to deal with the migraine. And my fucking lady love is literally earlier today, I went to the store because I'm making basically a Persian hot dog dish for 4th of July without the hot dogs. Because we're doing international toppings at a hot dog party. That's the whole plan for our get together. And so I'm basically making this, street food dish just without the hot dogs in it, and instead as a topping for hot dogs. And I went to the onion section because it's a lot of onion in it, and they had no prepared onions, and I was like, oh no, what do I do here? I'm not willing to cut onion for this.
Right.
And then I called my friend who's coming to stay over because he's coming with me to the thing tomorrow. And I was like, hey, Patrick, if I buy 4 to 5 white onions, would you be willing to slice those and start them cooking for me? And he was like, yes.
Sure, man.
Sure, buddy. And it's real sweet. And I have other friends who have been like, yeah, we'll just cut your onions for you if you ever need onions. And I'm just like, man, it's real nice. It makes me feel real seen, we got you. We'll cut your onions for you so that you can still enjoy. God, really just such a devastating thing to happen to a raw onion lover in their late 20s. I never understood I never that's not true. I understood lactose intolerant people to an extent who are like, I don't give a fuck, give me cheese.
Yeah.
I'll just deal with the consequences. And it wasn't until I had a raw onion allergy that I really, really, truly understood it. Because now I'm just like, yeah, where's my Excedrin? And then I just, fall face first into a vat of pico de gallo. Don't mind me,
Yeah, absolutely.
I just need to, be prepared for a headache. But yeah, it just meant a lot because like that much raw, like chopping that much raw onion and then cooking it would be that's a long time for me to be around that much raw onion and like
For
breathing
sure.
it in. So yeah, my lady love is, friends supporting you in just the little shit sometimes where it's like, what a little thing, but also like, what a not little thing. Just supporting your friends. It gave me a lot of feelings. And then on top of that, this is actually kind of a secondary lady love because it has to do with this food. I just realized how on brand that this is a Persian dish I'm talking about, and the main character is Persian. But man, having a Middle Eastern grocery store in town again is real nice because I realized that I was out of a specific spice that I needed. And I was like, fuck, I don't know where to possibly get that. And then I called them and I was like, hello, do you have this specific thing? And this is the third time I've called them to be like, hey, do you have this specific spice that you're not going to find at like a Desi grocer or like a lot of different places? It's a very specific thing. And they're like, yeah, we do have that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, fuck yeah. So like, not only did I get the spice I needed unexpectedly, but my friend's also chopping my onions.
Hell yeah.
Man, lady love is food,
That's great.
It's always food related, I feel like. What's your lady love, Mel?
I have two little lady loves. One of them I just thought of because of your food, lady love. And that is my kids the other day talked me into making lemonade. And then I made that into strawberry lemonade with like lemons, like we did the whole lemon thing. And How
many lemons did you go through? I always feel like lemonade takes just an insane amount of lemons.
An insane amount of lemons, yeah. This one, because I made it strawberry lemonade, I think it helped a little bit, I didn't have to go as whole hog. But I'm pretty sure I used like
bushel.
I used like 8 lemons for a pitcher, I think.
That's it?
I mean, I think so.
That is less than I feel like homemade lemonade.
Well, because it's not
takes.
like orange juice. That's different, right? Like orange juice is literally just orange juice. And so that takes a metric fuck ton of oranges. But with lemonade, I always add basically like water as simple syrup almost, And so adding more liquid to it gets it up to that pitcher. But yeah, it was really yummy. And I cut the strawberries up like pretty fine. So that really infused into the rest of it. It was super good. It was really good.
Man, do I want homemade strawberry lemonade now?
Everybody should. It was so good. And I also did it with half honey and then half sugar. So that was pretty fun too. It added a nice little element to it. And then my other one is an Instagram account that is just going to give you every warm fuzzy. And it is at best.friends.getting.reunited. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's just best friends surprising each other. And it makes me so happy. A lot of times it's like a montage of a bunch of different best friends set to music. That's really fun. Yeah, oh man, it's really good. Like if I need a pick me up, that'll do it. That'll do it for me. Yeah, so Best Friends Getting Reunited, the social media account. Go find it and do yourself a favor. Because sometimes it's like old men too. And like for some reason that just hits me the hardest. Because they're so fucking cute.
God, oh man, third lady love. Old people. I just love old people so much.
Yes.
Oh my God. I don't know if you happen to see an old man reunite video. I would love to see it if you feel like sending that my way, Melody.
Right. Do you want to know what my crotchety old man neighbor did the other day?
This isn't the neighbors that only exist in HBHQ canon. This is like a real old person
No,
neighbor.
this is my real 83-year-old former
what were their
former
names?
public defender. Gladys and Philip, I think. Maybe?
Philip.
Philip.
I think
and
it
Gladys.
was Philip. Yeah.
No, this is my real
Do you
life.
see what that lady doing over there again? Continue.
No, this is my real life former public defender, 83-year-old, pot smoking, Harley Davidson shirt wearing, turquoise jewelry in all the time. He's that guy. The other day, he fully just refused brownies I brought over to him. It was the best. I came over and I was like, hey, just wanted to see how you're doing. Also, I made some brownies. Would you like some? And he looks at him like under his glasses. He looks and he goes, "Are those chewy?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think they might be a little chewy." And he's like, "Nope, no, thank you. I only like them when they're basically like brownie bark. It's the only thing he'll accept." And I was like, "You fucking legend." I'm going to take my brownies and I'm going home. Ed, okay?
Lynette, I ship Lynette and Ed as of... I feel like he would really appreciate a woman who named her Breck Silk after herself, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, I like a lady who knows her own mind because, by God, I certainly do. No.
I love him
thank
so
you.
much. Nope, those look too chewy for me, Ed.
You know
I've got
what,
standards.
man? That makes me so happy because this is just less food. Because, like, if you gave it to him, they were gonna end up in the trash.
No, he'd throw them away. No.
I love how we're just assuming that he doesn't have friends who would eat a chewy brownie. And, like,
No, the only person, I mean, that's why I go over there pretty often, is because the only person I ever see over there is his dog walker. So, you know, I go and I hang with him for a bit and he tells me stories.
Is it weird? Is it weird if I meet Ed when I come visit you?
No.
Okay, cool. I want to meet Ed. I want to be Ed's friend, Melody.
Ed's great. Yeah. Ed and his dog Xena. He named his dog Xena.
That. What
I'm so
a
into
fucking
it.
legend. God, I love a fucking old person so much.
Yep.
All right, listener. Well, that was like we've mentioned it a couple of times, but if you're curious about the first 15 books and me basically just hand waving a lot of shit and talking about like 2 or 3 plot points in vastly
Lots of enthusiasm.
Yeah, lots of enthusiasm, not a whole lot of accurate information other than like a little bit here and there. It's mostly just me vibes. It's vibes
Yes.
based
Yeah,
episodes.
and me asking bewildering questions about like menstrual ponds and stuff like that.
Yeah, and some of it is me with a quality answer, and then some of it is me going, "That's an
Great
interesting question." Mhm.
Yeah, all of that's on Patreon.
But yeah, man, I had fun. I can't wait to see. I don't know who the next book is, but I'm excited to see it. So,
I think it's Warwick, right? It's Warwick or Oxrail, maybe? I don't know. Look,
listen, I was shocked when Dalk was book 15. So, like, I don't fucking know.
That's fair.
Who fucking knows? Man.
Ursa Dax, follow your bliss. We will follow you there. Okay.
Listen, and also, like I said earlier, I am offering Melody up as a narrator.
Would you like it? I would be honored, frankly. All right. Keep being a badass and love yourself as much as you love that scarred Sebastian, who's just a still water at the top and churning on the bottom.
No, love yourself as much as everybody loves
Lynette. Yeah.
The true,
Lynette and
like,
Lynette.
this is a book about Nasrin and Thaleo, but really the true star of this show
That's right.
is Lynette squared, and nobody can convince me otherwise. Love yourself as much as Lynette loves Lynette.
Yeah.
Frankly. As Lynette loves her sheepies. Boy.
That's right. Devotion is right there. That's the picture of devotion. Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. Next week, Sabrina will be back with our friend Kieran to recap Girls with Bad Reputations by Zio Axelrod. Heaving Bosoms is produced by us, Melody Carlisle and Sabrina Bradley. Editing is done by me, Melody Carlisle. Our theme music is by the incredible singer-songwriter Brittany Fonts, and our art is by the ultra-talented author Kate Pryor. If you like our show, remember to follow us on your favorite podcast app, rate us 5 stars, and leave a review. That one small action is a huge way to help the show. If you want to get in touch with us for advertising inquiries or anything else, you can email us at heavingbosomspodcast@gmail.com. If you want more of us, visit patreon.com/heavingbosomspodcast. You can also find us on Instagram at Heaving Bosoms, on TikTok at Heaving_Bosoms, and in our Facebook group, the Heaving Bosoms Geriatric Friendship Cult. See you next week.